How's it going, guys? Hope you all are doing great. This is EVlog coming to you live, and welcome back on another continuation on Bleach chapter 616 all the way to 620 or 621. Now, based on how things are going as it stands, I got to say that everything, and I mean everything, depends on the Soul King's revival, because if Inoue fails to revive the Soul King, everything is going to fall apart, including the Royal Palace, the Soul Society, and the human world will fall apart. Now, without further ado, let's check out the next chapters and see what took place. So, on the very first page of chapter 616, we see Yhwach laughing his ass off here. No matter what technique you use, the Spirit King can no longer be returned to life. And we see the face of the Spirit King. And I think we see Soul Society here. Click, 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 click. That's weird. How come nobody is sending any earthquake warnings? Maybe because it's just a little one? Yeah, but it's lasting a really long time, don't you think? That's why it's strange nobody's reporting it. What's happening? His Majesty? Is this His Majesty's will? Does His Majesty intend to destroy us along with Soul Society? Even the Quincy's are wondering what is going on, because the place where they reside, it's kind of attached with Soul Society. So if anything happens to Soul Society, the Quincy world will be destroyed as well. And we see a picture of Basby. Basby is pissed at this point. Soul Society, the material world, and Hikamundo are all gonna disappear. What are we gonna do? Isn't there anything we can do? Captain Ukitake. Ukitake-san. What is that? I shall take the place of the Spirit King. What? Can you do that? I will explain later. Page 2 of chapter 616, and we see something is starting to manifest behind Ukitake's. Captain Ukitake is what? And the thing continues, a black ink continues to manifest behind his back. Mimihagi-sama. Mimihagi-sama, Mimihagi-sama. Unseal the power of your eyes. Turn your gaze from my viscera and unseal the power of your eye buried within. Mimihagi-sama, Mimihagi-sama. Unseal the power of your eyes. Turn your gaze from my viscera and unseal the power of your eyes buried within. And this Mimihagi-sama continues to manifest. The more he says his hocus pocus stuff. And Urara is shocked. Omaida is shocked. Sufon is, what the hell is that? And this weird Mimihagi-san has his own life force now. And he has one eye. Page 616, Mimihagi-sama. Mimihagi-sama, Mimihagi-sama. Please save this child. Please save him. Please save him. When I was 3, I suffered from a terrible illness of the lungs. This white hair is an after effect of that. I believe I believe some of you here may already know that. All told, I should have died then when I was 3. And we see everyone is shocked at this point. Have you heard of something known as Mimihagi-sama? Just the name, a local deity spoken of on the outskirts of the East Rukoni, Rukonigal. A, a mishappen, one-eyed local deity spoken of in Sasahoni, the 76th district of the East Rikongia. They say it bestows blessings upon those who offer it anything aside from any eye, since it already possesses its own. Now, that it's kind of mysterious. That takes us to page 3. They also say that this deity fell from the heavens in ancient times, and is enshrined within it the right arm of the Spirit King. My grandmother was a deeply superstitions woman. So when the doctor gave up on me, she immediately carried me to the shrine of Mimihagi-sama and performed the rite to offer my lungs to it. Thanks to that, I survived and was even able to work as a Shinigami for the good of Seraiti. And at this point, we see Ukitake is coughing out blood. Rukia screams, "Captain, come yourself." Mimihagi-sama's power has been consuming my lungs. The ritual to spread that power to the rest of my body's organ is called Kamikaki. All of my internal organs now belongs to Mimihagi-sama. Through that offering, I have become the vessel for Mimihagi-sama. I am now the right hand of the Spirit King. Captain Ukitake, do you perform the Kanki ritual because you anticipated this from the very beginning? That's right. From the first time I first learned how I survived, I have been thinking that this day would eventually come. My life has been spared once already. Using it to protect is my most earnest desire. And in that moment, we see this huge hand that has its own eyes and life force, and Ukitake is coughing out blood right now. He's screaming, "Oh!" It's really shaking. You can even feel it down here. The end of Soul Society is drawing near. You can hear me, right? The innocent can only come this far in. We can't go deep into the darkness. But knowing you, I am sure you can hear my voice from here, yeah? Answer me. Aizen Suzuki. Aizen Suzuki. Are you serious? Alright, that brings us to the last page of chapter 616. So Shinsu is now going to talk to Aizen. Alright, now 617 then. Oh boy, and we see Aizen Suzuki. I believe that's him there. And the name of this chapter is called Return of the God. And we see Ukitake is still screaming, and that Mimihagi-sama is now eating his life force, devouring him from within. And this black ink or dark ink is coming out of his eyes, out of his ears, out of his nose, out of his mouth. Rukia is in shock. Urara have never seen this before, but has only heard of it. And the hand is now going up to the Soul Palace, or the Royal Palace. Page 2. And Urara feels something. That shaking. It stopped. And we see Yhwach. What is the meaning of this? And everybody is in shock. What is that? And without shadow of a doubt, that Mimihagi-sama reaches to the Soul King and and covers it. I see an event that went unseen by my eyes. You must be the Spirit King himself. Why? Why would the right arm of the Spirit King himself interfere? After guarding Soul Society all this time, you now feel some affection towards it? Answer me, Spirit King. And in that moment, that Mimihagi-sama is now consuming that crystal where the Spirit King is, and we can see where the hand went in and reached the Soul Palace. And in that moment, we see Korinji. Something is happening to him. I believe that's no, that's not Korinji. That is Ukitake. Captain Ukitake. How long will it last? Does it not appear that this has made Ukitake a complete replacement for the Spirit King? This stability will probably only last as long as his life does. How long will that be? It's a fact. Isn't that right, Urara? And Urara responds, I don't know. This is my first time seeing or even hearing of the very idea of Kakamikaki. I have absolutely no idea how long it will last, but what is for certain is that we must find a way to restore the stability of Soul Society. While Ukitake-san is still serving as a replacement for the Spirit King, let's get a move on and make that gate to the Spirit Palace. Alright, and we see Shinsu. Shinsu is now with Aizen. Not even a slight reaction. where you never want to conserve converse Ritsu? Or is that down where you in all your greatness cannot do even that? These are the keys to release your seals. I have been given permission to use only 3 of them. First, I will free your mouth. What happened? The gate was almost finished, but now it's disappearing. We don't have enough Ritsu. What? Captain Ukitake was able to continue his duties by supporting his all-in body within Ritsu. Even by captain standards, he had an exceptional amount of it. Without him, we no longer have enough Ritsu to create the gate. As things are now. What do you mean as things are now? They are not gonna stay like this. Yado Mashuru-san. Alright, I got my Shikaku on. You're gonna give us some orbs? Kisuki? Having received your summons, I thought I would have a look, and here you are, just doing whatever you like in someone else's laboratory, it seems. Captain Kurosuchi, I see. Amassing everyone's Ritsu in order to make a gate. If you need any enormous Ritsu, then you should first ready a Ritsu amplifier, don't you think? If you've got one, you should have let us know. I hadn't predicted that things would turn out as they have. It's wrong. That's gonna do it. So in that moment, we see Captain Maori creating a Ritsu that is strong enough so that they can be able to go to the palace. And the dialogue goes back to Shinsu talking to Aizen. Now then, you should be able to answer me with your mouth, not Ritsu. Normally, a person probably wouldn't be able to talk after having their mouth sealed for 2 years. But I bet that doesn't apply to you, does it? That's right. Impossible. I have only undone the seal on his mouth. How did he undo the rest of his seal? Oh my goodness. And here comes Aizen. What's wrong? Don't you still have 2 more keys you can use? Man, things are really taking in right now. I am loving this. Chapter 6:18, page 1. Embedding the key to Mukin in my heart was a condition of my being allowed to enter and release 3 of your bindings. I see. Meaning, if you were to be killed, then the gate to Mukin would be forever closed. So they thought. I would even go as far as killing you in order to get my hands on the key. I swear, those bastards in the Central 46. Now, this is all probably because they are thinking about that whole good of soul society thing. Now then, let's get down to business. Would you have a seat on this and let us take you on up? I bet after such a long time you would like to breathe the air of Soul Society, right? Pardon me, I must bind you before you are seated. Now hold on, don't just... the dialogue goes back to Ichigo, so what? That won't make me do whatever you want. You won't do as I you won't do as I will? How laughable. Whether or not you do as I will is for my eyes to decide. The dialogue goes back again to Aizen. Soon she's speaking to Aizen. What's wrong? You still have 2 more keys to use. Do you not? Page 2. And that makes 3. How's it feel to have your left eyes and ankles released? I see. It would appear you haven't changed at all. I am guessing that's a compliment. Thanks. Wanna get out of here? I don't recall saying anything to that effect. Would a man who doesn't want out tell me to use the last 2 keys? Would you go so far as to embed a key in your body and come to see someone whom you didn't intend to release? Damn. So you figured that out, huh? You got it. And in that moment, this man's fingers is cut off and he screams, ah! Such insufferable, careless sins. These bindings cannot eliminate my Ritsu, only confine it to the space around me. I shouldn't have to tell you what will happen should you touch me. Kyoruku Shinsu. Do you think that by sitting on that chair and being taken out of here, I will use my power for the good of Soul Society? Nobody said a damn thing about fighting for Soul Society. All I am thinking is that our interests are not so very different after all. You are an interesting man indeed. Would I like to breathe the air, you say? You mean the air of the very Soul Society that is about to be miserably crushed by Yhwach? The dark arm. And the dialogue goes back to Ukitake, where he is, or I believe Yhwach. I never thought that you yourself would interfere. I do not understand. Does this mean the Spirit King's will no longer dwells within his served arm? In that case, I will erase both you and your arm from existence. So now Yhwach is trying to erase the Spirit King permanently. That takes us to page 3. And in that moment, Ichigo goes after him and stops him. Stand aside, Ichigo. And we see Orochi. Nice job stopping him, Ichigo. And Orochi goes in to do her hocus pocus, but I think she's trying to help the Spirit King. Judging by what he's saying, this black aberration is the Spirit King's arm. It seems to have brought stability to Soul Society by attaching itself to the Spirit King's corpse. So that means it will stay in this form as the new Spirit King. Ichigo, why do you stop me? You are the one who cut down the Spirit King. The Quincy blood within you should not abide the Spirit King's existence. What reason could you have for standing in my way? I came here to stop you. To stop you and protect Soul Society, the material world, Hukamundo, all of them. Protect them all? Such arrogance. You believe that you are the only one capable of that? Even if someone else could, that wouldn't mean I could just run away and do nothing. Getsuga Tensho. And Ichigo draws out, Yhwach, I heard that your blood runs in my veins. Page 4. That brings us to the last page of chapter 618. Let's go to 619. And in that moment, the palace where the Soul King resides has been cut in half right now. It's damaged. Ichigo, never once have I thought of bending you to my will. Do you understand why? Because there is no need for me to do so. Your will is completely intertwined with mine. What am I saying? What I'm saying is that all this time you have been fighting for me. The battles you fought when you awakened as a Shinigami served to augment your power. That augmented power served the purpose of defeating Aizen Suzuki. And then you regained the power you had lost defeating Aizen Suzuki, in order to dispatch the Spirit King before my very eyes. And Orochi hears this and she said, he's speaking nonsense, Ichigo. Don't allow him to confuse you. None of it's nonsense. Without a single thought of my own, my eyes have continually shown me the image of you acting on my behalf. Regardless of what you think, all of your actions have been arranged for my benefit, and it is all because the same blood courses through your veins. Shut the hell up. Ichigo goes after Hawach, and there are two sword clashes. Quincy blood or not, I told you I am gonna stop you. Why do you continue to say stop? Who am I? Am I not the object of your vengeance? Am I not the object of your vengeance? Page 2. Can you not even use the word kill towards the man who killed your mother? Such is your weakness, Ichigo. And in that moment, a Ritsu arrow catches Yorochi behind her upper right shoulders, and oh, Ishida. And Ichigo looks at this and he pauses. Ishida. And Yorochi says, shit, Ishida, what the hell are you doing? Not so fast. And damn it, the Spirit King. And I believe Hawach goes after the Spirit King to destroy the rest of its body, and Yorochi says, damn it, the Spirit King. And we see Hawach, I believe, trying, he got to it, and Ichigo is over there trying to get to Hawach, and Hawach closes in on the Spirit King. That takes us to page 3. And in that moment, we see something comes up and hits Hawach's body. Gotcha! Once your body's been hit by the first set of orbs, the second set will dissolve you into nothing. And Hawach laughs and says, Pankujus. And in that moment, the other Stand Ritter, if you guys remember, appears behind Yorochi. And what kind of power is this? And Hawach looks at her, and another sword or arrow is coming after her, and Ichigo steps in and stops it. Well done, Rudy. Oh, and in that moment, Hawach grabs his Stand Ritter, and the whole palace is now coming down. Kurosaki, I asked you what the hell you think you are doing. Ishida, the betrayer. And I believe that brings us to the final page of chapter 619. Let's go to 620. Chapter 620. Where do you stand? And in that moment, the palace is coming down, has been cut into two, almost into two, and it's about to break apart. Excuse me. Oh my goodness. And Hawach is still with the Soul King, and Yuri Ishida is protecting and guarding him. Ishida. Ishida-kun. Ishida. Stay where you are, all of you. If any of you make even the slightest move from that spot, I will shoot. And Ichigo makes one step, and Yuri, of course, shoots him, and Ichigo negates or blocks his Ritsu. I said I would shoot. Knock it off with the bullshit. Don't you know why we are here? I was listening. You came here to stop His Majesty, correct? I told you I won't allow you to do that. Don't you know? If we don't stop him, everything's gonna cease to exist. So society, the material world, Hyokomundo, all of it. Do you think I would be here without knowing that? And Ichigo pauses. You know, you know why we are here and why we are fighting. So why? Why are you over there? Can't you figure it out? It's because I am a Quincy. What's this? All this talk about coming here to stop His Majesty had me thinking some kind of great army had shown up, but it's just a bunch of scrubs. Your intervention is unnecessary. Schweizer, Stiefel. So the other Stanritter appears, and we see here Sedor, Inoue, and Ganju stands in a fighting position to defend themselves. Ichigo is trying to get to Yhwach, but Yuri Ishida is not allowing him, and Yuri shoots the ground where Ichigo is standing, and Ichigo is almost falling out of the palace at this point. Once such as these need only be sent down. Ishida! And we see Stanritter X looking on, and he fires his Ritsu once again, and it's coming towards coming towards Ichigo. I know what you are going to say. He probably wouldn't have survived that. I know what you're going to say. He probably wouldn't have survived the fall. And even if he had, there wouldn't have been any way for him to get back to get back up here. But if you kill him before he falls, that kind of conjecture becomes unnecessary. Yes, that is exactly the kind of things that benefits His Majesty. What? Well said, newcomer. You have my approval. And in that moment, Ishida is happy for what he just did, and he turns to look at where Yhwach is, and Yhwach at this point is negating the Mimihagi, right arm of spirit particles. You would ingest me, your child, and the right arm, and okay, let's continue. You can see the future, yet you cannot see the difference in our power. I am now far stronger than you. Right arm, I shall take your power for myself. I shall take all that belongs to the Spirit King. And that power, he is sucking it up now. He is absorbing that power and seal up Serenity once and for all. And in that moment, Renji is feeling weird. Rukia feels something weird. What the? The shaking, it started up again. What? What's happening? I have made my decision. I shall take the Spirit King and ingest him until I have utterly consumed him. so that none may interfere. And in that moment, this weird Ritsu energy has ignited, and that brings us to the final chapter of today. Man. Now, guys, I got to say that it's been a pleasure, man. It's been a pleasure. Um, I, I don't even know where to start, yo. I just don't know where to start. Howard is so focused at this point in destroying Soul Society and everything else that he doesn't realize that anything he does to Soul Society or the Soul Palace will also affect the Quincy Realm. And for him, though, he solely believes that he has the power to either save or kill anything that he wants to kill at this point. He believed by absorbing the Soul King's energy or taking out the Soul King, that will ultimately give him the ability to be in control of everything. Of what? Everything. And he can decide who lives and who dies. That's his mission at this point. And Ichigo, on the other hand, has been attacked, and I'm not sure if he's okay because he didn't defend that attack from Stan Rita X. You know, I'm not sure how strong is he to defend himself from that blast or from that gunshot. I'm not sure if he's okay, but Ichigo is out of the way right now. There is nobody, and even Yhwach, I'm not sure if Yhwach died. Did Yhwach die from this? Because I'm not sure if she's still alive. If she is, please let me know in the comment box. And another thing that I want to discuss is Aizen. Shinsu has gone to Aizen's chamber or prison chamber and released Aizen from his binding, and Aizen is now free, and it's only a matter of time before Aizen Suzuki makes his way out of his prison and breathes the air of Soul Society once again. I got to say that it's been interesting thus far because Shinsu is doing what he had to do at this point. He knows that if we're going to die, I might as well give this guy a chance to save himself. I'm not just save himself, save everybody. But that doesn't mean Aizen would do everything that Shinsu expects him to do. Because you guys know Aizen has his always has his own ambitions and his own plans that he is looking forward to utilizing. And one of his plans, if you guys recall, is to go over and take over Soul Palace, just like Yhwach is doing. And it's gonna be, Aizen is gonna have to, if he comes out of his chamber, if Shinsu agrees to let him out, and he goes and meets Yhwach, it's gonna be another war. It's going to be another battle between him and Yhwach. So society is in danger right now. It's in terrible danger. And Ukitake has done all he could to use himself as the next Soul King to maintain balance and order. And it seems like that is not gonna happen anytime soon because Yhwach has negated the will of the Soul King and now he's about to absorb Soul King and utterly consume Soul King's essence. Right? He's about to consume the Soul King essence to use it for his own agenda. So feel free to let me know what y'all think about these chapters. Things are literally getting interesting more than ever because for the fact that Aizen is about to be released out of his chamber all this time, tells us that Shinsu and the Soul Society really have no other choice at this point. They might as well bring all their A-listers, right? Anyone that can fight at this point, they might as well bring them out to help defeat Yhwach. On that note, continue to stay safe, stay classy, and keep on keeping on.